Last but not least, this is going to be a series I'm going to call Ping Bong. And this will be volume 1, as we'll take a look back at the Zion Williamson NBA draft, aka the 2019 NBA draft. And we're going to have to look back at this draft and put a different value system on the top 3 picks based off of their impact, their current trajectory, off of the work that they already put in, and their overall improvements from season to season based on the roster talent or lack thereof that's around them. Once again, I repeat, the Zion Williams NBA draft has to have some strong reconsiderations for the value systems that was placed on the top 3 picks back in 2019.
I'm confused. I'm confused right now.
Now, my fellow Knicks fans, you're probably wondering, why the hell am I saying this? So for those of you that are watching the video version of this episode, as you can see, there's this leaked clip. And once again, I repeat, there's this leaked clip of Zion Williams working out in a private Pelican practice that was closed to all cameras, media, and it's still leaked out of him working out, and he's clearly overweight, and he does not look even close to a return date, especially at that weight. I don't know what the hell they're feeding Zion Williams down there. He's eating too much jambalaya down there in New Orleans, but god damn. The Pelicans had mentioned at first that Zion was supposed to be ready by the beginning of the season. And even Zion said it out of his own mouth, and so did the Pelicans GM. Then in the start of the season, they said, oh, he's going to be ready in 2 weeks. Then after those 2 weeks, they say he's going to be ready in 3 weeks. So right now, the Pelicans, once again with Zion, just like his rookie year, they're pretty much in limbo with this guy as far as when is he going to be in game condition to come back in the court. Meanwhile, his peers in the same draft class are making impacts and significant strides on their respective teams, especially Ja Morant, as right now he's looking like the consensus overall correct first pick of that draft. I mean, he is killing right now, and his impact on his team is a lot more than Zion ever was in his second year, because let's face it, Ja has less talent around him, but the Memphis Grizzlies last season were able to make the playoffs as an 8 seed. Meanwhile, Zion, out of RJ Barrett and Ja Morant, has been drafted to a team that has the most talent, with Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, Eric Bledsoe. He's played with a number of guys, but yet these guys still finish at the bottom of their respective conference. So Zion's performance last season overall was very good, even though he only missed about 8 games. But at the end of the day, the overall impact on the team was very low, because once again, they still finished at the bottom of their conference. So for starters, I put that a strike against Zion, especially going up against Ja Morant in this debate, because once again, Ja is on a team with way less talent, and in his first 2 seasons, he has his team fighting to get into the playoffs. And also, let's not forget that the Pelicans do mask Zion on the defensive end, as he's quite not there yet, especially with his conditioning. He's explosive offensively, but he's not able to replicate that on a defensive end, not quite yet. His conditioning has to get up there. So Ja, with his availability and overall impact on his team, if I have to Monday morning quarterback this, I would have to look back and overall place Ja Morant as the best value at the number 1 pick for the 2019 draft. Now, my fellow Knicks fans, this is where it gets tricky, because once again, with this lottery system, I always say a lot of this comes down to luck and positioning. And let's not forget, they laughed at us for not getting the Zion pick. Once again, things with the ping pong balls tend to come down to positioning and luck. And just looking at RJ Barrett from year to year, his first year he averaged 14 points per game. His field goal percentage was hovering around 40%. His 3-point percentage was around 32%. But he did have that injury, and then the bubble happened. But then when we look at his second year, we see there was a lot more improvement, especially shooting from 3. His 3-point percentage went from 32% rookie year to 40% sophomore year. And his field goal percentage went up 4 points, and he averaged 17 points per game. Now this year so far, we see yet another leap. He's averaging more points, and also at the same time on the defensive end, RJ is definitely doing his thing, and we've seen it play out early this season. He was able to lock up DeRozan. He was able to give Jason Tatum issues and Zach LaVine. Once again, RJ Barrett is becoming this two-way player And for the value system of that draft, just looking back, based on his availability, his willingness to get better, his conditioning, all these things combined, I'm going to have to place RJ Barrett correctly as the number 2 pick of the 2019 NBA draft based on the value that we've seen. And once again, my fellow Knicks fans, I keep saying this draft comes down to positioning and luck, because we were the ones that did get the number 3 pick. And if you look back and Monday morning quarterback this shit and just based off of the value, Zion Williams would have technically fell as a number 3 pick, which was the pick that we had. Once again, that is based off the value that we seen after we Monday morning quarterback this shit 3 years later. And another reason I'm gonna have to put Zion Williams at that spot at number 3 is because even as a young NBA player who's only played about 62 games, at 285 pounds, he's already had a broken foot and a torn meniscus. And with both injuries in his rookie year and in this current season, they've had the same excuse where it should only take a couple weeks to heal, and then it's taken months. So his weight issues is creating an effect on his ability to quickly recover from injuries. His weight issues do make me wonder if the Pelicans franchise could really handle having a mega superstar like Zion Williams. Because if it was in New York with those same weight issues, best believe as a major franchise piece, the organization will be invested to get a world-class, maybe vegan chef to help him out with meals as he recovers from an injury in which he can't physically do work. There'll be major investment put into him because the revenue that he generates, especially even for the Pelicans. As we've seen from the Knicks broadcast, they said that the arena would have been filled up if Zion was there. And I'm wondering if the Pelicans just right now are not invested in Zion, or they're just not ready to handle a superstar like Zion. Or who even knows, maybe the culture of just the food, the Southern cooking down there in New Orleans is just too overbearing, and they don't really have a culture of just eating healthy as much as they do in the East Coast. Some of these things, sometimes these things sound small, but some of these things could play out and create major issues. And when I say things like the Pelicans cannot handle a superstar like Zion, just go back to when Shaq was in Orlando. Just go back to some of the footage of some of the ownership speaking how they lost him to the Lakers. They weren't ready for a superstar like that. Sometimes with some of these smaller market franchises, they're just not equipped to handle a mega star that's actually bigger than the logo of the team. And sometimes they pretty much fumble the bag. As we've seen with the Pelicans, they're pretty much fumbling this whole Zion Williams experience, not only for their franchise, but for the rest of the league. Once again, when it comes to this NBA draft, it's all about luck and positioning. And in 2019, I remember when we got that 3rd overall pick, I remember thinking like we might have got saved from getting this Zion Williamson guy because something might not end up working out with him. I remember just thinking that in the back of my mind, like us getting number 3 might not be as bad when we look back at it. And every year that's going by, it's starting to look that way. Once again, with the draft, everything is about luck and positioning completely. You don't need the top 3 or 4 picks sometimes. You could look at Giannis, you could look at Jokic. A lot of players in the league right now, Damian Lillard, these guys weren't even top 10 picks. So once again, it's all about that positioning and luck. So it is what it is. You guys definitely check out the channel page. You can see other videos to things pertaining around the NBA. We got NBA Moments Pivoted, where we take a look back at championship teams and just pivotal moments that happen throughout the league. You can also hit up the PanKnick community Discord chat, and also hit me up on social media, especially Twitter. I'm on there, especially during the games. So definitely hit me up. All the links are in the description or in the channel homepage. So it is what it is. You guys stay safe. Until next time, peace.